And great, I don't have my stuff to get going. Okay, alright guys, so let's take a look at, I'm going to go ahead and choose version A, okay? I'll have version B uploaded, but definitely before the day's end I'll have it uploaded by parts, because I won't be able to complete everything though. So I'll say part 1 of version A, I'll say part 2 of version A, for example. So today for the first part, I will only go over 5 questions. And then tomorrow I'll go 6 to 10, for example. Not tomorrow, but Friday. We'll have more time Friday, I'll finish them all if I can. But take a look. So this is version A of your test. And here's your first question. It looks kind of like this. H plus 19 equals to negative 95. I thought that this is supposed to be easy, right? Yeah. Is it? Yes. It is easy. Okay. But anyway, if you got the wrong answers, feel free to go and correct your own work. And for version B people, you want to start correcting it, you can as well, because technically if you compare it to version B, instead of having H plus 19 equal to negative 95, you have H plus 19 equal to negative 67. Same kind of deal, right? So if I do one problem, you should be able to correct it yourself. But if you are in love with the shape sorting technique, I would definitely going to start circling and boxing it right away. But if you feel comfortable with just whatever it is that you've been doing, I'm doing the opposite operation, parameters backwards, I don't care how you want to do it. So for instance, for me, let's just get it down to circling all the variables and boxing all the numbers, for example. Then at least I know that the box has to go and join the other side. Is that true? And how do I move this 19 box over? Minus it over. Okay, so there it is. So I'm going to go ahead and move the 19 box over. This side is gone, and so H is now alone by itself. Negative 95 minus 19 is going to give you negative 114, and it's that simple. We're done. That's number 1 for you. Who did not get that right? Okay, so am I assuming that everyone actually got it right for version A people? Yeah. Okay, very good. Well, take a look at number 2. Okay, so for number 2, I have negative 58 equals to H minus negative 74. Now we talked about this double sign business already. Whenever we deal with double signs, what do I expect you to do?
You change
To one sign. Okay? We don't allow to have double. We only have one sign. So the double negative will be turned into what? Positive. So I will end up with H plus 74 instead. And that simplified the whole thing. Now the next thing is, okay, circle, box a number, box a number. But once again, I always box or circle the sign in front of the number with it as well. That's part of the whole thing. Don't ever leave that sign out. So now if you look at this right here, you have circle box over here on the right-hand side, and you just have a box on this left-hand side. It's lonely. It's waiting for a companion to join it. Which should be joining the negative 58? 74. How do I join the 74? Move the 74 over. Subtract it. Very good. So here it is. There you go. Done. And then H now is by itself. Perfect. That's what we want. H in isolation, variable isolated. Good. And what is negative 58 minus 74? Negative 132. Perfect. Done. Now who did not get that right? You know why? Okay, I hope so. So that when you see something like this, again, oh wait. For those who got it wrong, did you forget this part with the double business right there? Is that the reason why? Ah, I see. Okay, now can you make sure that this won't happen again on your next test? Okay, good. That's number 2 for you. Take a look at number 3. I have negative 4 times y, notice I'm saying very clearly for you, equals to negative 52. Okay, I want to solve for y. So if you look right here, there's no sorting needed because, you know, the circle is already on the circle and the box already is with the box side. We don't need to sort anything. We just have to get rid of the negative 4. How do we get rid of negative 4? Divide. Very good. Because if you follow the parameters backwards, fine. Or opposite operation of times is divide. So we divide both sides by
4.
Okay, notice you said 4. But what sign is in front of 4? Remember I told you that the sign in front has to stay with that same number? You cannot just drop it for no reason, right? So you are divided by negative 4 both sides. that will take away the -4 for you, and now y simply equals to
13.
very good. A negative divided by negative is a positive, and if you are to be careful, I would definitely take that number right there, plug it back into y, and test it out. 13 times -4 is -52. Check, check, done. Is this hard?
No.
So, out of the 3 problem, pretty easy stuff, right? Take a look at number 4 now. I have -3/5 times k equals to 12. Now, I've shown you several ways to do this problem. Now we have actually 3 ways to do this. First way, reciprocal. We talk about reciprocal, right? Second way, cross multiply. Because this is we can write it like this. Is that true? Then we can cross multiply. But honestly speaking, I love the third way. Do you know what the third way is? Thank you. Clearing fraction. We only have one fraction to clear. And because it's only one, the LCD is the same thing as the numerator, right? Denominator. So, what is the LCD here? 5. Oh my gosh. Look. 5 cross cancel with a 5 is 1. 1 times -3? -3y. Okay. And then 12 times 5?
16.
Is that good?
Yeah.
See? You now can apply the clearing fraction technique to solve. Divided by -3 both sides. K is what? -20. Any question on that problem? What do you think of that? Who thought it was like so hard when you worked on the test yesterday? Now, what do you think? It's pretty easy, isn't it? Didn't I remind you that you see fraction? Clear it. Did I say that? I did. Okay, so now you know the reason why. Take a look at number 5. You have -1.7 equals to n over 6. Okay, now, several ways to do it as well. You can also clear fractions, or you can convert this to a fraction, because -1.7 can be converted back to a fraction. Up to you. I don't really care. But let's clear fraction. Why is it a fraction? Because this is 1/6, isn't it? Right? Is that true? How do I clear fractions? Which is? 6. So that means I multiply both sides by 6. 6 here will cancel, right? We're done. And then over here, it's 6 times -1.7 equals to 1n. And so, n is already by itself. 6 times -1.7 is going to give you -10.2. Done. Does it take that long to complete a problem?
No.
Okay. Are we good with this?
Yeah.
Okay. Bottom on roll. Do number 6. Watch this. Look at 6. I have -5 over 12 plus p equals to -2/3. So now we have more fractions. But we know how to clear fraction, don't we? What is the LCD for 12 and 3? 12. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And, right? You said 4. We're not dividing, right? We're finding what we call I should say, lowest common multiple, LCM. Multiple of 12 and 3. In this case, the lowest common multiple for 12 and 3 is 12, because 12 is divisible by 12, and 12 is also divisible by 3. If you have issue with finding the LCM or LCD for, in a way, please come see me. I'll show you how, okay? But yes, it is 12 that we're looking at. And so if we start cross and cancel, 12 with the 12 will give you a 1. 1 times -5? -5. And then 12 times p is just 12p, right?
Yeah.
And then 12 cross cancel with the 3 is 4. 4 times -2? Okay. Does it look simple now?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you love the box and circle technique, here it is. Circle, box, box. Why? Because you have to decide. You want to circle the variable or do you want to box the variable? I don't really care how you want to do it. Fine, I circle the variable this time and I box every number that I see. This is a variable term, that's a number term. Okay? And so clearly you see that on this side I have a box and a circle mixed together. On this side, just a lonely box. The box needs to be joined with the box, right? So how do I move this thing at 5 over? Add the 5 over. There you have it. Done, right? So now you have 12p on the left-hand side. What is -8 plus 5?
-3.
-3. Okay, now how do I solve for p? divided by 12. So, who thinks the answer is -4? What should my answer be then? It's not -4.
Positive 1/4.
Positive?
4.
Okay.
Negative 1/4.
Okay, I'll teach you.
Negative 1/4.
-1/4.
Negative 1/4.
It's 3/12 reduced to 1/4. This is a negative front, so it's -1/4.
Well, I didn't divide it.
Don't divide. Why would you want to divide it to make it? Well, you can divide and get it to 0.25. You know.
No, because you get. I
3.
just get
Okay,
12.
look. This is 3 divided by 12, not 12 divided by 3. Those are two different fractions.
I know, but I get -4, so I just leave it.
Yes, 1B.
You got to reduce it. You can. Okay. Now, let's talk about this negative business. I don't know why you're still confused with the negative business, but one lonely negative will always be a lonely negative. You have two lonely people join together, will make happy couple. That's why two negative will make a positive. There, okay? That's how I understand it. You gotta find a figure way to do it. Right? Is that true? You're a lonely soul, and there's another lonely soul. You join together, and then you know, you're happy. That's why two negative make a positive, people. All right. If you're lonely to begin with, you're sad. You're just gonna be a sad soul. That's how it is. It stays as a negative. Any questions so far? Okay. All right. See, that's why when you multiply two negative, it'll make it a happy positive. All right, now, we'll stop right there. We'll continue with number 7 for tomorrow. Okay? All right, we'll stop.